If mascara could kill, Grieco would be wanted by the FBI. I'm Sam.
That French teacher, are we sure she wasn't a double operative? I'm Jackie.
Hair gel, shaken, not stirred. This is If Looks Could Kill, and I'm Justin, on Sticker Madness. Hello and welcome to Sticker Madness, a podcast about bad movies for bad movie lovers by bad movie lovers. I'm your host, Justin, with me are always Sam and Jackie. This week on the show, starring Richard Grieco, hell yeah, from 1991. Also, Gabrielle Anwar, Linda Hunt, some guys that look familiar, and Roger goddamn Daltrey. If Looks Could Kill, currently streaming on Tubi TV from 1991. Yeah. That's the movie. Should we talk about our morning, Jackie? There's some things that the podcaster, the community, or I guess listeners might want to hear. For instance, like the last Blockbuster, people go there. It's in Eugene, Oregon, I believe. We went to one of the last Pizza Hut buffets. I thought that there was only 3 of them left. I just thought recently that I saw a some online slice of life thing, an article, maybe CBS Mornings, talking about how many Pizza Hut buffets there were in America, and I thought there was only 3, and we went to one in Illinois. It was crazy.
There's probably only 3.
Yeah. I don't know. I know how they don't exist anymore because they were slinging pies to the 4 of us. There was just 4.
Sucks.
There was nobody in there. Nobody. It's Sunday. It's lunchtime. It's perfect pizza buffet time. You eat the pizza. You have too much pizza. Then you get a stomachache. Then you go watch bad movies all day. How is it not packed with people?
I don't know how all pizza. I guess maybe here in Idaho, we value our pizza buffets a little bit more because I don't go to any of the pizza buffets here, and they're just not chock full of people that love pizza.
Yeah, but you don't go.
I go.
Oh,
I eat as many. I went on Friday. Nary a month goes by where I don't go to either Keystone or Idaho Pizza Company to their buffet. Usually one each a month.
Okay.
And I eat usually 6 pieces of pizza, which is a lot.
Yeah, it was sad. It was very sad. The pizza was good. I mean, Pizza Hut makes good pizza. The problem with the Pizza Hut is that everybody orders it for delivery, and by the time you get it, all that oil is now then soaked into your little cardboard thing, and so it's gross when you get it at home. But if you actually have Pizza Hut at a Pizza Hut on one of those little pizza tins, with the holes in it, it's pretty good.
And their pan was really good. You can still get there's still in Caldwell, Idaho, you can still get that dine-in experience that's been gone since our childhood. You can still do that in Caldwell. They still have a walk-in, stained glass, salad bar, the whole fucking thing. It's great.
But not a buffet.
Not a buffet.
Yeah, support your local Pizza Hut buffets.
Yeah, it was really good, too. It was like they kept bringing out new fresh pizzas, different crusts. Not the stuffed crust, of course, but big variety. They had breadsticks, they had cinnamon sticks, they had a pasta, then they had the full salad bar. I mean, it was a good spread. And
all of it was just going to go to waste because it was just the 4 of us. There's no way that they were making money today. It was stupid.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Yeah. And then
our son's little friend though ate 10 slices of pizza and 5 cinnamon breadsticks.
Yeah. 5? No, he ate way more than 5 pieces. He had 7 pieces of pizza.
No, he had 10 pieces of pizza.
10 pieces.
He was getting
and 5 of those cinnamon breadsticks.
Yeah.
Item intake down to 50 cents a piece.
Yeah. He got his money's worth that he didn't pay for because he's a little kid. But whatever. Yeah. So that was our morning. I wanted to bring that up because I thought it was so cool that we found a Pizza Hut buffet and we went to it. It was amazing. Find one. Go to it. It's like going to a drive-in theater. The clock is ticking. You're never going to one day you're not going to be able to say it's going to be gone. Like the dodo. Oh, I had a chance to see a dodo in Auckland, or I don't even know where the fucking dodos were, but whatever. I could have seen one. Now it's too late. They're gone forever.
Yeah.
Was it Galapagos?
I don't know. I don't really know.
It was one of those islands that the sailors would just shoot them because they'd stand there.
Yeah, they were before my time by a lot. So, anyways, this week on the show, Richard Grieco, Gabriel. Oh, I already did that part. Sam, tell us all you can about If Looks Good Kill.
Well, originally, Fred Decker, who we'll of course know as writer and director of Night of the Creeps and Monster Squad.
Okay, like both of those.
Had written the script with Anthony Michael Hall in mind. Not that he could get him, say, but he's like, wouldn't it be funny if the Anthony Michael Hall character from the Hughes movies would get stuck into like an accidental spy situation? And I think that would be funny. And then he later said that the script that he wrote isn't really what came into the movie, and that by casting a cool guy, you would really lose, 90% of the comedy with it. So that was rewritten for Grieco by Darren Star, who we will all know as being the creator of 90210, Melrose Place, and Sex and the City.
Sure.
Yeah, he made it more Grieco and lots shittier, I'm guessing. Lots shittier. The director, William Deere, also directed Time Rider.
Okay.
Yeah.
Classic.
And Harry and the Hendersons, and the one movie that's good in here that he did was Angels in the Outfield. Was actually a pretty touching film anyway. For that period of Disney was kind of doing their live action movies weren't very good, and that's sort of a gem in its period of Disney films that were moderate budget and generally quite terrible, but that one was all right.
It's hard to fuck up a baseball film.
Now, this does disprove something Jackie said, because part of the script that was kept was that Gabrielle Anwar's character was named Mariska, because Fred Decker named it after his friend Mariska Hargitay, and Jackie said that Mariska Hargitay doesn't have any friends. So you're wrong, Jackie.
I don't remember saying that.
Oh, man, you dug into the vault, because when was the last time we talked about Mariska Hargitay?
It's been about a year, I think.
I don't remember saying, oh my God. Well, if I said that, then I sincerely apologize.
How dare you? Poor Mariska.
I mean, she had to be somewhat popular because they made this whole jokes about her in The Guru.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
With Austin Powers.
Oh, God. That's probably the last time. So 5 years since we talked about it?
Like 10.
7?
10. Yeah. That was a long time ago, The Love Guru. Thank God. Every day further I get away from that movie is one day better.
Did you know that Mariska Hargitay is Jane Mansfield's daughter?
I did. I did know that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that she does have friends, even though Jackie says she doesn't.
Yeah, she was
I don't remember that.
It's good. I got a text message from Mariska Hargitay saying that she was going to make your face a special victim.
Ooh.
That's
she's
not
in charge
hard to
of
do.
that unit, I think, still.
the butt ugly old lady face. Dun.
That's mean.
Gabrielle Anwar was 15 when they made this movie.
Really?
When they shot it, yes.
Okay. All right. She started early.
And Greco was 20, so I was surprised that he was so young. I was like, okay, so this is a chance to dig into the Greco. There's not really much there. He's an underwear model who allegedly became an actor. Allegedly?
Right. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Suspicious.
He looks very, I was looking at pictures of him right before we started, and he is very gaunt. Like, he's lost a lot of weight in his face, and he just looks really hollow.
Today?
And too thin, yeah. Like, he's just kind of got this, I don't know, like, it's just sad looking. It's like Ronald McDonald on crack or something. It was just weird.
So he's got to be like 50, 60?
He's 60.
Okay.
Yeah,
he's wearing eyeliner and he's wearing eyeliner and mascara, right?
Sure. Oh yeah, throughout the entire.
There's got to be.
Yeah, why not?
There's no way to not do that. Did any of you watch 21 Jump Street? Because I've never seen one fucking episode of that.
I
shit.
was too young. Too young.
We couldn't. We were right there in the target market of that horse shit.
No, we were not.
It was 87 to like 92.
Yeah, it's about narcos. So, no, we were not the target market. That's older teens that were the target for.
Okay, well, whatever. We missed it. You didn't see any of it, Jackie?
I remember watching it like a couple of episodes and being too young to appreciate it and being like, this is stupid.
Yeah, it didn't have Mark Paul Gosselaar in it. We weren't going to watch it if it didn't have Mark Paul Gosselaar in it. Come on, man.
Or Mark Hamill.
Or Mark Hamill.
Or Mark Singer.
Or Mark Singer.
So it didn't have any of the marks, so we were all out.
Yep, no.
Yep.
Couldn't stomach it.
That checks out. I didn't realize that he wasn't a principal in that show. It was the only people that were in every episode that starred, quote unquote, because Peter DeLuise was a cast member for the entire 5 years, but he was also starring the last season. And Grieco was only in 3 and 4, and then they spun his character off into Booker, his own show that only lasted a season.
Okay. All right. Still, that's not bad.
And then he did shitty movies. Like, I would have thought that he did more TV because he did like underwear ads, and he did some soaps, but it was only like episode here or there of Underwear Kid or whatever he was doing. And then 21 Jump Street, Booker, and shitty movies. And it's actually doing a lot of volume of stuff that doesn't even have links on Wikipedia.
Really?
But from like 2011 on, he's like sometimes 6 that year, sometimes 4. Like, he's in a pile of shitty movies post 2011.
He's got to save up for that hair gel. It's expensive putting that much on there.
Or at this point, he's got to, like, the Just for Men usage has got to be, keep it that dark has got to be.
LA looks with hair dye.
Yes. Other than Grieco, you've got Linda Hunt from Dune, who, of course, won an Academy Award.
Hell yeah.
An Academy Award winner in this. She was in The Year of Living Dangerously with Mel Gibson, played a dude, and was the first person to win the Academy Award for doing the opposite sex role. Actually, a little piece of history.
Not Tootsie.
Fred Coffin from Above the Law is in this.
Hold on. Linda Hunt.
What?
Linda Hunt was also the narrator in all the God of War games.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's really
I never
good.
played any of those because I haven't had a PlayStation since the first one.
She's pretty awesome. She was great. I think she's dead.
I don't know. I know that Steve
old.
Reese, that's his Roger Reese is dead. The sheriff of Rottingham.
Okay.
The guy that's the bad guy in this too. He's dead. He died in 2015.
Okay.
And then I think Fred Coffin. I don't know if Fred Coffin's dead or not, but Fred Coffin's the guy that dies indignantly in Above the Law. That's so much fun. And Carol Davis is Areola Canasta.
Mm-hmm.
She's just a playmate. She's a booby lady.
Lot of vagina right there.
Yeah. Robin Bartlett, the French teacher, she's just that character. And she's been in a ton of shit. She's a character actor. I couldn't find the guy that did the sexual assault.
Okay.
Like, if he did things beyond this or what, but the buddy, it seems to be nobody that I can really dig up. The interesting thing about this movie is how hard the studio went into it, because it was a $12 million movie in 1991, which is not a low budget for what kind of vehicle they're trying to produce here. Mm-hmm. This is a fairly expensive, unproven commodity vehicle here for Grieco. It only returned 7.7, which means it made money in video. But the soundtrack. Yeah. So One Hot Country by The Outfield. Loud guitars, fast cars, and wild, wild living by Contraband. Contraband. Jackie, Contraband is basically just LA Guns when they weren't sure if they were still allowed to use that name.
God.
Okay.
Gosh.
Yeah. Better The Devil You Know by Kylie Minogue.
Minogue.
The Fix.
Minogue H-Wa.
All Is Fair, The Fix. Maybe This Time, The Stabilizers. My Saltine by Bang Tango.
Bang Tango.
And then
Tango.
is the one that's not LA band in here because they're from New Jersey.
Right.
But there's a Trickster one in here too. So they leaned hard into the butt rock soundtrack, and I was available by MCA Records in 1990. You could buy this.
Yeah, and nobody did.
I don't think so. The whole LA Guns thing is a fun raid because it's just like, what the fuck, man? Mm-hmm. And Bang Tango is also a fun raid that, like, their versions of LA Band survive to this day. You could probably see both of them live.
I'm sure.
And you would have to be so drunk to enjoy it.
Oh God, man.
Not to cast stones, but I mean, I might if I was in the right place and somebody's like, fucking Bang Tango in LA again. I don't even like going to concerts. But if I was approached and be like, I got tickets to Bang Tango and LA Guns, and I'm like, do they have beer bracelets? Because if they do, I'm in.
Barf all over the place.
Yeah.
And so were the bands. Okay. That's a weird way to end your boring bullshit. But let's go ahead and I guess get started on this. Would we call this a spoof before we go any further?
I don't know that it's a parody, maybe, because it doesn't play hard enough into its parody. Like, really, everything that this misses on is what Austin Powers does perfectly because it's a true parody.
Right.
Where this is more of a fish out of water script, the way it plays, and the actual in-world events seem to be attempted at realism.
Yeah. So more Johnny Dangerously than
Johnny Dangerous
Sucker
is
Brothers?
a spoof, I think.
Okay. I don't know. Yeah,
I don't think this is supposed to be a spoof. I think this is supposed to be every teenage boy's dream of being
or mine
mistaken, right, mm-hmm. for a double agent. But I mean, I love how at the beginning of this movie they say, well, your luck's not going to carry you very far in life. But this is the luckiest fucking asshole kid I've ever met.
Oh, yeah. No, that without luck, he would be dead immediately.
Okay, so we're just going to call it a zany action movie. That's how we're going to classify it. Zany.
Yes.
Okay.
Zany.
Yeah.
So it's Grieco's this kid named Michael Corbin. He has recently graduated high school. He's he's not really a burnout, but he's the kid in class that's doesn't take it all very seriously. He thinks, he's like, yeah, I'm just here for the fun-ins. And so by him having too much fun-ins, he missed one credit that he needed to graduate in French class because that's a requirement where he goes to school.
Yeah, he just needed the elective credit maybe. It was probably one of those situations where there was a couple of, like, where the teacher's just kind of a douche and they make you, like, cross a couple extra T's and dot a couple extra I's on sort of, like, hoops that you wouldn't normally have to do besides just turning everything in, and he forgot to do that. And she's like, busted, mister.
Well, here's the problem with that, Sam, is because in order to complete his high school diploma, he now has to attend summer school, but the only way he can get that French credit is if he goes to France where the French club is going. So that implies that he can't just take another elective to get that elective credit. He has to take French class.
Yeah, well, he would have to go back to school again to get a full credit for another class, whereas this way he can just get his incomplete turned into a C or whatever.
Okay, maybe.
But it is dubious because she's like, okay, well, the only way you can get your F or your I to a C is by joining the advanced placement group on their special trip that they worked so hard for.
Right.
You fucking slob.
Well, and not to mention, like, his poor parents, like, I'm kind of siding with the dad here. Paying $300+ a day for you to go fucking lollygag in France because you're a dipshit who didn't go to French class. Like,
what a casting job though they did. Jerry Mendocino plays his dad, and I was like, they look like they're really related.
Yeah,
like his dad looks just like him.
Okay, so in 1991, what do you think $300 a day would be now? Like $500 a day?
5 to 9 somewhere, depending on what state you live in at this point.
Yeah. True. If you're a middle class person, still paycheck to paycheck kind of, but trying to save for retirement and got some debt, would you do in this situation?
Okay, I've got the answer for you, Justin.
Okay.
$300 in 1991 is worth $693.38 today.
All right, $700 a day. What would you do?
So that's a fucking that's a $5,000 bill.
Big one. And you got college coming up. That ain't cheap. What do you do?
He's going to get a job at the factory that I work at, and they're going to give him some time to get that extra credit that he needs next year.
Okay. All right. Got another year of high school, kid. Jackie?
I'm sending him.
You're sending him to France.
He's
sending
a douche.
him to France, and then while he's gone, I'm going to apply to college for him.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm going to apply for an assload of scholarships because he's just eaten away half of his scholarship money going to France.
Okay. But he's got a C in French.
The scholarship money for kids who skate by.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
They have tons of that.
I think you're selling his stuff. If you're sending him while he's gone, he comes home and has no more sweet LA Guns albums. They're all gone.
His contraband posters were burned because you couldn't sell them for any money.
Not my contraband posters.
Yeah, I mean, while he's out of the picture, there are going to be some adjustments made in order to recoup the money that I've just spent.
You would have a hard time talking me into chucking down $5,000, Jackie. You really
I think the thing we're looking past too hard is that he wasn't a very good student.
He was not a very good student.
Yeah, we'll call the principal and we'll figure out what lumps you need to take, but you're not going to fucking France.
Yeah, not this year. You're going to the factory and going to French class next year.
Because that's the other thing is that they let him do his own legwork on this. They're like, well, so what do you have to do? And he's like, well, I could do this. And they're like, okay. They don't do alternative options. Or if I was the dad, I'd be like, I'm calling the principal right fucking now.
Right. Okay. Meanwhile, somewhere in Europe, the movie tells us, there is a giant chateau. And inside this giant chateau is our villain, Stranko, who is in charge of some sort of money storage for European countries. Like he has.
They kind of make it sound like he's the head of the EU Treasury.
Right, was EU around in 91?
Not yet, but it was coming.
Okay, all right. So he's the minister of other countries' monies, some of it, but enough to have a lot of it. And we stuff it in a big mattress and put it in the chateau. That's where we keep your gold. So he's the reason why people just go with the Swiss bank. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. But these are countries. So he's like, oh yeah, well you can't have your money back. Aha, you got killed, the Minister of Cash of Germany. And then they're like, oh shit, he was followed. Blade is here. And Blade is like James Bond. He's British intelligence. He's taking out guys on four-wheelers. They're flying all over the place and exploding. And you're like, wow, this is a lot of action right now for a movie about a high school doofus. Pretty sweet. And then Blade dives through the window and takes off his mask, and it's fucking Roger Daltrey. And you're like, oh my God.
And
the first thing I said was, hey, isn't that the pinball wizard guy from the Pinball Wizard movie?
You did say The Who.
The Who? And Justin's like,
who's that?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said, oh my God, it's Roger Daltrey is what I said out loud. Don't make it sound like I don't freaking know Roger. I freaking worship The Who. I would pay $5,000 to meet Pete Townsend. That's where I'd spend that $5,000.
There's the answer to what happened in 1991. If Justin was the dad, he's like, $5,000, I'm going to go see The Who in Leeds. Go back to summer school, dipshit.
And that's the sad thing.
Kid.
This is, I think, the only thing I thought was like, they didn't do it. Because Linda Hunt, she's Strako's little henchman. She's got this chain whip that she pulls from her wrist. It's a bullshit thing. And she whips him and starts choking him. And Roger Daltrey's getting tossed all over the place. And he's screaming. And the whole time I'm thinking, is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? He didn't do it. He didn't go, yeah! Dun, 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 you know, like he should have done the scream. And he didn't do it.
That would have been awesome.
I thought that there was also like the perfect amount of Roger Daltrey in this movie because I love The Who, but I don't necessarily love Roger Daltrey, the actor.
No, it was not. It was the opposite of Sean William Scott from last week. It was like, no, that's what you do with Roger Daltrey.
I was like, ooh, that is just enough Daltrey.
Just
like, any more Daltrey, and I would have been like, no, thank you. And any less, I'd be like, oh, I could have used just a touch more, but like 8 seconds of Roger Daltrey is apparently the perfect amount of Roger Daltrey for a movie.
How in the hell do you pick up the phone and say, so Roger, we've got the perfect part for you? I mean, is he just like, yeah, I'll do James Bond stuff. Sounds great. Like he'll do, if you pitch him whatever, he'll do what he wants. Or is this a buddy deal? Like, we got this kid named Richard Grieco. It had to be
a buddy deal, right?
I don't know, man. Maybe
who's he buddies with though? Like nobody on this would be buddies with him.
Yeah.
It's just a weird casting. Like it had to be like just a 1 in a million shot. He was already there. He could do something for a day. Like kind of strolls onto set, gets worshipped for a little bit, goes, man, this soundtrack stinks, and then leaves.
Okay. So Blade is dead. And he's then blamed for the death of the foreign minister of money. And this Strako guy is like, well, they're trying to attack me, so let's get him some protection duty. The British intelligence is now sending him protection. The CIA's involved. There's a guy that is a U.S. wrangler of agents, but he's wearing military gear, so he's not CIA. He's like O&I or something. I don't know. But either way,
It's also just sort of weird where they're like, oh, God, they got our man Blade. Mm-hmm. I guess we're out of guys now. Go send for an American.
Yes, we'll send our
It's like if
agent.
James Bond went down, they're like, get Felix over here. Mm-hmm. And they're like, we got, like 10 other guys that are better than Felix.
Yeah.
Like 10.
Did you see how many hot dogs that Felix guy ate in those 90s Pierce Brosnan movies? I don't know. Can we get a different Felix? Because they seem to rotate pretty good.
Fucking Joe Don Baker, and he's not even named Felix. And all he did was
I thought he was Felix in those.
He was not. He was. I don't even know if he had a name.
Oh, okay. What do I know then? It was CIA.
He was CIA guy, but yeah, I am 90% certain that Joe Don Baker is not Felix.
I thought he was Felix. Okay. Anyways. So they're sending their top agent. The U.S. is sending their top agent, Michael Corbin. Oh my God, that's the same name as that kid that can't pass French. Whoa. So Michael Corbin's at the airport. Both of them. The French class is at the airport. They're taken off to Paris, and the Strako gets word of this Michael Corbin guy and sends Ilsa, Linda Hunt's character, to whack him, and she does with a vacuum gun of some sort. Wasn't clear on her weaponry, but
I don't know. It kind of seemed like a laser gun.
Yeah, it shot lasers, but
because the vacuum was just unplugged. Like the hose was just going for distraction. And he came out. And she was like, "Kablamo!"
I thought she took apart part of the vac. Whatever. Okay. So he's dead. And then Grieco's like he steals his ticket, the dead guy's ticket, so he's getting first class. Ilsa accidentally gets put on the same plane because she's dressed up as a stewardess, flight attendant. Sorry. Whoa. Oopsie poopsie. My apologies, sirs and madams. And So he's up in first class getting treated like a king while the rest of the class is getting treated like duty. And there's all sorts of confusion with the government. They're calling in to, Grieco's mom calls in and the secret agent's name is Mother. And so, and then vice versa, the heads of the British intelligence and the CIA call Grieco and he's like, yeah, you guys are dicks, whatever. But they think it's code. There's all sorts of codes getting confused all over the place. And a plane. And
they're also, this is the beginning of them being on to the French teacher.
Yeah, the French teacher.
Who's a Soviet double agent.
With mercenaries
that was believed to be dead for years. So, I mean, I'm going to burn my first question. Do we believe that she was a Soviet agent that had a fake death and is now just a French teacher in some shithole town because she's like, look, I want out.
Okay. So she's like a former Red Sparrow.
She's just a French teacher, and this movie would have been 1,000 times better if she would have actually been the French teacher. That would have just been like, wow, improbable and awesome.
I don't think that there's proof that she's not.
By the end of it, you're just like, no. At the very end, it's very clear. Because there's a minute that you're like, maybe. But then it goes back to, no, she's not.
She kind of gave a wink and a nod to the camera at the end of it while she was holding an Uzi. I don't know. I think it could go either way.
Okay, maybe, whatever.
Okay.
I mean, I kind of think that she was, and she was trying to keep it on the down low because she didn't want to be discovered. And then once she's freed from the cage, and he's like, I need you to be the French teacher. Do you know what I mean? And she's like, da. And she pulls it on her. Well, she says we, but what she really meant was da. And then she puts on her Rambo scarf and goes to town. Because she knew how to use that machine gun.
She did.
Did she? Because they were both waving it around.
Yeah, so did Grieco. Well, that's how you shoot Uzi, Sam. You don't aim at things. You just
the Uzi wave?
Yeah, the Uzi wave. You're an idiot if you try to aim one of those. Okay, meanwhile, but she does get assaulted twice on the plane by, I guess, a CIA backup guy for Corbin.
Yes.
And then Linda Hunt assaults her on the plane as well, and she rides the entire plane flight to Paris in a airplane bathroom.
Yeah, she goes, how awful would that be?
Be pretty crappy. Pretty crappy. And I don't just mean the poop.
Well, like, at what point as an airline stewardess are you like, hey, get out of the first class bathroom, you bitch?
Right.
You're definitely coach. Get out of here. And, like, they just unlock it manually and drag her ass out. Because I'm pretty sure that that's what really happened.
Yeah, I would assume that they can get into the bathrooms.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to get into the bathroom.
No.
Like, I don't know. If I was an airline stewardess, I would turn a blind eye if I thought somebody was having sex in the bathroom.
Oh, of course I would.
I'd be like, okay, yeah,
what are you going to do? Hey, quit it. No, we've already made the mess. There's already the stench of sex in here. I'm not, we're not, it's not going to get any cleaner by having us stop in here. Just shut up.
Yeah. And then, you know what? As a stewardess, you walk in, you do the air spray thing, and then you walk back out.
All right.
Did I tell you guys the story about the guy in the bathroom in the flight to San Francisco I had a couple years ago?
Uh-huh.
No.
He goes in, and he doesn't get the door all the way closed.
Uh-huh.
And there's enough turbulence that the door just keeps kind of opening. And he was standing to pee, and instead of just like putting his pants down in front or doing whatever, he pulled his pants down.
Okay, when he pooed
so every bump, the thing swings open.
Yep.
And he's just got this bare ass that the whole plane can see. And then the turbulence gets worse, and he starts pissing all over the place. And fucking trying to close the door, but he doesn't stop pissing. And I'm just in tears. I'm just like, this is happening right now. Oh my God. And other people are like, oh my. They're like trying not to watch it. I'm like, how could you not try to watch this? This is the fucking funniest thing you're ever going to see in your goddamn life right here. This guy not stopping. He's like, oh, it's going to sting if I stop peeing. So I'm just going to fight air turbulence and piss all over myself. And then finally all of the episode ends and he like kind of closes the door and hides in there for a minute and then just kind of comes out and tries to be like, yeah, I'm not the guy that just pissed all over the front of the plane and myself, and then went back to his seat.
Oh man, you might say that joke, Sam, was golden.
Oh.
I think I've told this story on the podcast before, but I'll tell it again for maybe new listeners. But one time I was on the fun bus traveling from Boise to a casino town at the north of Nevada, and I got so drunk down there that on the way back, me and this friend I had started singing 18 in Life by Skid Row at the top of our lungs. And it was late at night and everybody wanted to just go to bed. And, we weren't the only ones on this bus. There was an old lady in the back and she's screaming at us, "Shut up!" Sorry. So eventually I start passing out. Well, I got my head laid against the glass and the bus is vibrating, and it wakes me up and I start getting sick. I'm ready to spew. So I try sprinting down the freaking aisleway, trying to get to the bathroom that's at the back of the bus. And as I'm opening the door, I projectile vomit onto the door, but I'm opening it at the same time. So all that vomit then sprayed onto that lady that just yelled at me for 18 in Life. And I can't stop. I got to get into that. I'm going to puke more on her if I don't get straight to the toilet. So I finish puking in the toilet and I get out of there. And what do you do? What do you do?
What do you do?
You walk back to your seat and you sit down. That's what
I would give her a wink and a gun and be like, "You're right. I should have shut up."
and then puked
just
on
kept walking. It happened.
I got banned from that bus line for life. I am not allowed to ride on those buses anymore.
Yeah.
Pretty terrible. Okay, so yeah, don't go to bathrooms on public transport. Bad idea. Now, British intelligence, they've landed. British intelligence grabs him. They've got some guy named Basil Exposition or whatever his name is, and put him in a car. Ilsa has her man. What's this guy's name? He's like Jaws, but he's got iron hand.
Zigsfeld.
Sixfeld?
Zigsfeld. Okay.
It wouldn't be Goldfinger. It was later Goldfinger, Jackie, but
he's like the Craw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Craw's good. So he follows him in a sob. Well, they take Grieco to Q Labs, basically, of British intelligence, MI6, whatever thing they have, and it's pretty fun. I like the Q Labs scene. There's guys getting blown up, and one of the dummies gets his head smashed by a desk.
The director does his Hitchcockian cameo as the bomb squad suit tester. Maybe later is our director.
Nice. And then they give him X-ray specs because all spies need to see through
titties.
Clothes. Yeah, they need to see titties. And exploding gum and sticky shoes, sticky sneakers, sticky LA gear specifically.
I thought those were Reeboks.
Yeah,
No, they were LA
I was
gear.
like,
They
oh
were
my
LA
God,
Gears?
LA Gears. They might have even been pump ups.
I thought LA Gear was the Reebok basically had the pump on lockdown.
No, I had pump ups. I had LA Gear pumps. I couldn't afford Reeboks. Take fucking forever.
Huh.
And then there was like a valve on the side of it. They're so stupid.
But you never really had to use the valve because they would always deflate before you needed to them.
Oh, I would inflate them and be like, "Oh, that's uncomfortable," and then I would deflate them immediately. I didn't actually wear them pumped up because they didn't do anything. They just smashed your foot and made them. They were LA Gear, Jackie. They were terrible shoes. They were good. I'm sure the Reeboks actually did make you dunk it, but
they're supposed to prevent sprained ankles.
What?
Yeah, you pump it up and it would seize up around your ankle like an ankle brace, basically. That was the actual purpose of the pump, was to limit sprained ankles.
But then marketing got involved and were like, now you can dunk it.
Because your ankle's not sprained.
Right. And you fly through the air. Whoa, holy shit, I'm up here for a long time because I'm a kid. And then you dunk it. And then you didn't know how to come down. because you could, though, because if you landed hard, you wouldn't get sprained ankles.
Yeah, I'm sure that there was the science behind it, and the marketing people are like, look, we have to tell you people that it makes you dunk it because
that's boring.
Nike is eating all of our lunches right now with this Michael Jordan guy.
Yeah. We're not going to do the medical support thing. That's boring. Dunk it. And he's giving a Lotus Esprit, too, and he's like, wait, all that other stuff, I was just like, why are you showing me this? Now you're telling me that I can take this, and all I got to go do is watch this guy, and I can take this Lotus. They're like, yeah, go. And he's like, pew, takes off with it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like kind of relatable. You'd be like, okay, well, I totally do want to drive this. Because he's completely unrelatable, and he's almost relatable right there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, yeah, the Esprit is a pretty sweet fucking car.
It is.
And after he takes off with it, he's driving about, and we get our first sighting of Gabrielle Anwar.
Yeah, she's in a 300Z X. And
ZX. That was actually a very technologically advanced car. It had vector steering, and there was a bunch of other shit under the hood that put oil in different places that would its timing would shift as the RPMs went up so that it was capable of sustained high RPMs. That was actually a really cool car, and it's not half as cool as a Lotus Esprit.
No, it is not. It is definitely not. But did you know the value on those things? You can't get into a 300ZX for like a good one, or not even a good one, but like hey, that's a pretty good example of that car. Under 20, they're just gone. Yeah,
because they're either wrapped around a telephone pole, or the well-maintained ones are super appreciated for how much tech that went into them, and they're very valuable. They're not as valuable. When we're watching this, the first thing I do is I'm like, I wonder if I could ever own an Esprit. And I was like, Edmunds, nope.
No, you cannot.
45 was painfully average, needed some work Esprit. So
yeah.
Those are hot.
Those are gone too. But my point about the 300ZX is there was a time where those were widely considered to be like scumbag cars, like car dealer cars. And now they're super expensive. But the 350Z, which is the next model, you can get into those for like $5,000 for a good one. Yeah. Like, they are not appreciating, and they're a better car.
The 350Z is the current cheap fast car, is taking the moniker from the Fox Body Mustang, which is too hot now, and you can't get into those for a reasonable amount of money.
Yeah. Car talk. That's what we're here for. So she's driving around. I don't know why she's there. I just get like keeping an eye on him or whatever. And she's saying something to him through the window, and he can't figure out all the secret gadget buttons. The Saab is chasing after him,
Jackie,
too.
Where are you at with Grieco and the buttons in this whole sequence?
I was like, so he can't read either?
Yeah.
Like, not only can he not speak French, but he can't fucking read. Like, what are you doing, asshat? Like it says, fire. Rear bumper bombs, and he just can't fucking read.
He doesn't even need to read. There's voice activation.
Yes, it's telling him what it's doing, and he's not listening either.
No. He's a buffoon. There's no way he was passing French. So he does the comedy, whoa, and missiles shoot out the back, and a parachute lands on the hood of the Saab that's also chasing him. Craw is chasing him. Yeah. And all that comedy fun stuff. He blows up an outhouse and a chicken coop, and all while trying to roll down the windows to talk to this hot babe whose motivations in the scene are unclear to me.
Well, she keeps saying back off.
Back off what?
I'm like, how is he supposed to know what that means?
Yeah, back off what? He just got a sweet car and drove out of MI6. She would have no way of knowing that he's involved in any of this shit. But whatever. She's a hot babe in a hot car, and he likes it. But then she pulls away after he accidentally disables the car by hitting the deflate my tires button, which seems like
disable vehicle button.
Yeah.
And then there's a VO of him changing the tire, even though he's going to need to do that to all of them.
Right.
Or just flick the switch that says re-enable or something because he can't fucking read like Jackie says. And he goes, "Oh, they're going to be pretty honked off about this."
Yeah, it's obvious that his French teacher cared somewhat, right? And his English teacher was like, fuck it. If he hasn't learned to read by this point, do I really need to address it?
I'm just here for
because
the
then I am fucking responsible.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm just going to pass his ass with a C and get him the fuck out of here.
So also, everybody now is on to the French teacher and thinks that the kids are mercs, and so they stop this bus on their way to the hostel. They stop for a pit stop, and their driver gets bonked and taken over by some other. I don't even know who this guy is. The first guy.
This guy's faction is unclear because he doesn't make it very long. But
no.
Now our driver is Jean-Claude.
Yeah, he's just sinister. Jean-Claude is, I'm going to kill you guys. But we'll find out what happens to Jean-Claude here in a little bit. At the evil chateau, the finance minister arrives, and we find out what Strako's plan is. He's got, at the bottom of this chateau, he's got a big smelter, and he's taken all of Europe's gold and smelted it down, and he's turning it into his own currency with his face on it. And so I guess he's going to take over Europe with.
That's how you do it. See, the money's mine, so I'm the guy. And they're like, I guess he's right.
His face is on the dollars. So here you go. Here's your big office. Now balance the budget.
Yeah, and he's like, oh shit, you actually have to do stuff when you run things?
There's
that.
There's an oil crisis in the Middle East. What do we do?
Oh.
Being the leader of Europe actually kind of fucking sucks. Oh, Hezbollah's rearing its ugly head. What would you like to do, head of Europe? I just wanted to have my money.
Ooh.
I don't know what I'm doing. So Grieco, he drives to this casino and he sees Gabrielle Anwar pull in. And so he just happened to have a tux that British intelligence gave him in the back of the Lotus, I guess. I don't know. So he goes in there.
Yeah,
and
they did
schmoozing.
show that. There's like, here's your scuba suit, here's your camouflage, and here's your tuxedo.
Okay.
And the scuba suit and the camouflage are two of the only gadgets that don't, or mentioned things that don't actually pay off by the end of the film.
Oh, I missed that part. Dang it. You got to have the ski suit too, though. But they already had the ski scene at the beginning of it, sort of. But if you're a spy, you're going to end up going down the British Alps while gunmen chase you. It's going to happen. So he goes in and he finds her. Her name is Mariska, which we say, so we're going to... He learns that. She's sitting next to Stranko because she's trying to, like... She's got backstory. She's trying to kill Stranko. She's like a little resistance lady that because her father was killed by Stranko for some weird reason. I don't know. I missed that.
Did anybody figure out if they were actually playing 21? If they were playing blackjack or if they were playing something else?
They were playing.
They just thought it was blackjack.
They were playing baccarat.
Why does he yell Banco?
Because he's an idiot.
But that was the guy.
Oh, maybe
Stranko was like, you can just go Banco, and because like this is a painfully boring card scene other than the X-ray vision. But halfway through, Stranko's like Banco, and he's like, okay, whatever, buddy. And then she's like, that just means you have to bet half your money on one bet. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Wait, that guy gets to tell me how much to bet? You Banco.
Banco your face.
Everybody Bancos. I have to. Damn it. Who wrote these rules? I did, said Stranko. You don't get to just make up the casino rules, asshole.
Or he goes Banco, and then Grieco just hands him his Walkman, and he's like, what's this for? He's like, didn't you want to listen to Bang Tango? It was on the soundtrack of this.
This is highly unusual, sir. Yeah, it's terrible music. So they do the whole I like to live dangerously thing, but he's kind of inept at it. But he uses the X-ray glasses to see the next card he needs is an 8, and that's what he gets. And he wins a shitload of money. And so Strako's like, I don't like the looks of him. Make sure you take him out. So he goes out to his car to chase after Mariska, and goons come up to him, and they're like, put your hands up. And so he puts his hands up, and gas sprays out of his suit into their face, and they go down. He's like, shit, I'm getting in my car. After he takes out the other valet on accident. So, now on the French bus, Jean-Claude, he gets a phone call from Ilsa to kill everyone on the bus. And he's like, with pleasure. But then there's a car broke down in the road ahead, and he gets out to check on it. And there's a guy under there, and he shoots him in the chest. And now Jean-Claude is dead. And this guy's like, haha, now I'm driving the bus, and I got no clue who this guy is or what his allegiance is.
He's just the new chauffeur, but his name in real life, or his stage name, say, is Travis Swords.
Travis Swords.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Corbin, he's at this fancy, ritzy hotel that he's staying at, the penthouse suite or whatever. And he calls into British intelligence and says, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. This is stupid. And what's my note here? They're like, oh, no, the French teacher, she's after you and her mercenaries. And he's like, and so we've sent men to kill her and all of them. And he's like, wait, no, that's not okay. Okay, let me handle them. And they're like, all right, I guess you're still doing this. Now he has motivations to stay doing this. But further motivations is Stranko has set his honeypot into his hotel room to seduce him and then put a scorpion on him to death.
Yeah, I guess.
That's her plan. He's going to poke you, and you're going to swell up in the leg, and it's going to be like, ouch, that hurt. Wait, I'm supposed to die?
So generally speaking, this is another thing that makes this movie weird, because generally speaking, what you end up having with James Bond is that he just bangs everybody, especially if he's Roger Moore James Bond. Who's the most recent who's not there anymore? What is his name?
Daniel Craig.
Dan Craig. Dan Craig's choosier. He's more of an honorable banger of women. But Roger Moore just bangs whoever. That's and James
Sean Connery
Bond.
Usually, did too, but he didn't ask for permission.
Sometimes he doesn't even. Sometimes he doesn't do anything. No, that guy. Some of those Sean Connery Bonds are pretty dry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hairball. Anyway, also like men of film in the Fish Out of Water Tale specifically. In any other version of this, The Man with One Red Shoe, you've got all these other movies that are sort of like this, right? With he sees the woman, therefore the character is attached to her. Michael Corbin is a cad. He doesn't give two shits. He's like, oh, some lady's going to bang me. Cool. I'm in on this.
Let's do it.
And that's unique to this because usually they're in love with the woman that they're stricken by the looks early on.
Condor Man.
And he is not.
Condor Man's another fish out of water. He loves, oh God, I can't think of her damn name. Natasha. And he would never. You send 100 honeypots at Condor Man. He's only got eyes for Natasha.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, absolutely.
No, this guy's just going to bang whoever. And makes him
a cat.
Whatever.
He's an absolute cat.
So she's being weird about it. And he's going with it. And then we get to see him underwear model for quite a while.
Ooh, with the worst pack job that you have seen in a while. I mean, it was so obvious when she was straddling him. And then when he's walking around in the bathroom and comes out of the room that he's got this definite like round edge triangle thing that they have shoved down his pants to make it like you can't see his ball line, you can't see his wiener. It is just like a stocking stuffer in front of his pants so that you don't get a good look at anything.
Maybe it's a nut cup.
It's called the BVDs.
Yeah.
And this is why nobody wears these fucking things anymore.
Nope. I have seen some balls and dicks in BVDs, but this was not it, Sam. This was a diaper inside of his BVDs to make sure that his wiener didn't fall out or we didn't get to see it at all.
It was probably a nut cup. I'll be honest, if I was going to be in an underwear scene wearing whitey tighties, I'd be like, yeah, we're putting a nut cup in there. I'm not, no, we're good. So maybe Grieco, either Grieco's got a weird dick or he was wearing a nut cup.
Two racket balls and a crook-necked squash, just shove them in there.
Yeah, I mean, like maybe he's just modest.
Okay, all right. That's fine. Good.
Could have been cold in there.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so he's like, dude, I'm going to need the dick diaper.
I was in the pool.
I just thought his underwear were too tight.
Yeah.
But I wasn't looking super hard.
No, I was not either. Let's move on. He is, she puts the scorpion on him and it's crawling up his leg and he's like, wait, that makes me think of getting a condom. So he goes into the bathroom. He flings the scorpion into the air. It's hanging from the rafters while he's in the bathroom pulling out combat condoms.
When does the music of Kylie Minogue just start blasting?
Right about I gotta get a condom.
And then he accidentally hits the stereo?
No, so she's like, where are you, my little pet? And he thinks that she's talking to him, but she's looking for the scorpion. Scorpion falls down the back of her dress. And she starts doing the heebity-jeebity dance trying to get the scorpion off of her back, right? And without the scorpion stinging her. And he thinks that she's just dancing sexy. And then eventually she bumps into the stereo and turns on the music. And then she's making noises like, oh, God, yes. Get the fuck off of me, you little, fuck you, scorpion. And he thinks that it's all sexy time. Mm-hmm. But he can't get the condom thing open because he's like, what are these from World War II?
Combat condoms.
They're combat condoms.
And he's like, this must be a European thing. And he's just he's trying to bite it open with his teeth. I mean, this man is desperate.
My note is hijinks ensue.
Yeah.
And then Craw, he shows up. He's outside the door. He punches through it, looks in, sees somebody on the bed because she's got the hotcha-chachas with the scorpion. And he fucking pulls out a rocket launcher and shoots her and blows her off.
Just shoots her with a bazooka.
Yep.
And he's like, good, job's done. And he just wanders off. High attention to detail, the Craw. Jesus.
Grieco comes out and he like pulls the body over and he's like, it's pretty funny.
I don't know. I kind of thought maybe he was trying to steal her necklace there. He was like, I'm going to take this. It's pretty cool. And then it was like, oh shit, it's still attached. I thought maybe it would just like slip right off the neck.
Yeah, that's what he was doing. He just got exploded by a rocket and he's thinking about treasure, Jackie. And his honeypot as well. So he goes to his car and inside he gets darted by an unknown darter.
And then it cuts to the bus again where we see sexual assault.
Yeah. This was weird.
What? I missed the sexual assault.
So
he kisses her on the cheek.
No.
And then
No.
Yes. And then she puts her hair behind her ear and then he starts blowing onto her ear and then he's going to stick his tongue in her ear. Mm-hmm. And then just before he succeeds, the bus driver stops.
He's about to lick her face.
Yep. You're sleeping.
It's yucky.
I want to lick it. Hey, man, this was the early 90s. That was considered silly.
That's how you attract a lady.
Hey, it worked out. So this new bus driver, whose allegiance we have no idea who he is, he's like, hey, it's me. But then he gets pulled out and thrown to the ground by Craw, who I guess is still doing stuff. Now he's over here. And he takes the bus. It's 4 bus drivers. And now the French teacher is like, hey, excuse me, we were supposed to go to a hostel last night. We never did. And now you're our 4th bus driver. And the last one got pulled out of a window. And Craw's like, get behind the yellow line. And she's like, oh, oops, sorry. Mm-hmm. That's it. And they're being taken to the chateau now. So Corbin, he wakes up as Mariska's slapping him around, and he's like, I thought we were going to make out or something. And she tells him that Stranko is actually the bad guy. And he's like, oh, your dad got killed by him. Oh, well, and you're hot, and I'm out of honey pot, so I'll help you.
And then she shows him a press release of her dad's death, and I'm like, maybe if you don't put your spies in the news, people won't catch them.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't make them famous rock singers.
I got to do it, Jackie, even though I did it at the time. It looks like they won't get fooled again.
Such an ass.
This movie's a teenage wasteland.
Okay, so mine was better, by the way. They drive to this place, the chateau, and he tells British intelligence and CIA that Stranko's bad, and they're like, no, we don't believe you. There's no way he's our buddy. Or is he? Well, too bad. I'm on my own mission now because I quit, remember, in the hotel room, so I'm doing whatever I want. Oh, dang it.
Well, he said, ha, ha, ha. I only said that because there was a gun to my head.
What? No, there wasn't.
Yeah, he was lying.
Yeah. Trying to get out of the fact that he was trying to ditch out. And now that he's got a new honeypot, he's like, okay, I'm willing to risk it. Just like every other teenage boy out there.
Right. So they recon. They see the French bus going in there too. And he's like, shit, I got to help them. And she's like, be careful. How will we ever get in? And he's like, don't worry. I've got a plan. And he turns around and they're immediately grabbed by Stranko's men.
Yes.
Damn it. Shit.
I'm going to follow through this time. Okay, we're caught. Never mind.
Dang it. Fuck. Should have known. So they're put in the dungeon. The French club, they're putting a cage dangling over the molten gold vat, and they could be slowly dipped in there at any point, turning them into gold. Stranko, he's like, I want to have dinner with that guy that we kidnapped.
But this is also counterproductive because he was talking about why he's smelting it first so you get all the impurities out of it. And he's about to just jam a bunch of people in it.
Yeah.
So he has to burn it off for a couple more days to vaporize them or what?
Take it longer, but it will be grody. Ha 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 ha. Less gold, more death to people.
Blofeld.
Yeah, Blofeld. Don't question me, Sam. Also, I'm currently wanting to have dinner with my person who was sent here to kill me.
Sure.
So maybe my motivations aren't real great. And gives him a suit. And Corbin's like, hey, you're an asshole. Oh, yeah? Well, I'm going to kill you. Well, I've got this coin prototype, so I now know your plans. Okay, well, I'm still going to kill you. And then I'm going to make you watch everybody else die in front of you. I'm going to dip those people into molten gold, turn them into cool statues, and then Gabrielle Noir, I'm going to stick this alien inside of her, and she's going to get body snatched, because she was also in Invasion of the Body Snatchers, yes. Jackie. Just to not make you think that I was being rapey. It was a movie reference, not hentai.
I'm glad that you said that because I, for a second, was thinking, what the fuck is he talking about?
I didn't have
like, what a goddamn weirdo.
I couldn't say anything about her death because there was no, like, threatening thing that was going to happen. I'll have my craw guy grab her by the throat and crush it with his claw metal hand because it was amputated, and that's a nice prototype that maybe we could sell and make more money and not have to run a country. Then, okay. He's like, oh yeah, well, screw you. Okay, well, go back to the dungeon then, because all those things I said about killing you and making you watch everybody else die, I'm actually not going to do. You're just going to be in the dungeon. I don't know why I said all that.
And then they get back there and she's like, did you do it? And he's like, well, I'm back in here, so obviously not.
It was a weird dinner.
And then, so she's like, oh, fuck, we're going to die. And then a young Jeff Donovan shows up and kills everybody and everything's fine. And he takes her in. This movie gets awesome, like instantly. Young Jeff Donovan.
Sam Ash.
That's how they became.
Sam Ash swings through the chandelier.
This is when they first go out before they get married or whatever. It's from here on.
Jackie doesn't remember Sam Ash, apparently.
I'm looking him up.
Bruce goddamn Campbell in Burn Notice. She, before this movie even started, I'm like, Gabrielle Anwar, her. And she's like, yeah, I've seen her in things. I'm like, dude, she's Michael's girlfriend in Burn Notice. And she's like, oh, and now, not even an hour and a half later, we're still talking about Burn Notice. And she's like, who the fuck is Sam Ash? That was your show. You introduced Sam and I to Burn Notice. What the fuck?
In my defense, I also bitch about Amazon charging for commercial-free things like every other week. So it's not like my memory's real fucking great. Like,
and you
that's
forgot
why we have to watch the movie and then talk about it right away because I'm not going to remember fuck all if I have to wait 24 hours.
And the screaming listener should calm down just a little bit because I will correct myself. You're right. Screaming listener, I am an idiot. It's Sam Axe. God, what a fucking moron.
Yeah. Either way, Jackie also forgot that she claimed that Mariska Hargitay was a friendless cat lady.
I did not.
Childless cat lady.
Oh my God, I'm going to have to listen to
friendless
back
and
now.
Childless, even though I believe she has both friends and children, Jackie.
Yep.
Does she have a cat, Sam?
Probably not.
There's a little JD Vance going on in this Skype session. Bunch of fake news. Are they eating the dogs in your room, Jackie? Are they?
No, but she really wants out of here because I've been tooting a lot. And she's like right up next to the door with her nose at the bottom of the crack of the door like, oh my God, please get me the fuck out of here.
It's worse than a fake spree.
Camping parts.
Don't let Fox News get a hold of that, Jackie. They'll say, oh no, the ladies are farting on the dogs and the dogs are dying. And they'll have a new fucking conspiracy about Belleville, Illinois. Oh, yeah.
This just in. Southern Illinois Fart Fest. The dogs are the real victims.
Okay. It's not funny. Okay, stop it with the Haitians eating the dog shit. It's not fucking funny. Okay, so
but did you see that Facebook post?
No.
Of the Oriental restaurant that was like
the what?
And it said Oriental restaurant, Chinese Oriental restaurant.
It said Chinese Oriental restaurant.
Yes, it did. And it said, no, we haven't seen your cat, but you should try our orange chicken. It's perfect. It's funny.
To some of us.
And fake.
And disgusting.
Oh, yeah, it was totally fake. Jesus.
Okay. Anyways, so they're put back in the dungeon. He's like, no, I'm getting out of here. I got exploding gum. So he puts it through the key lock and the guy steps on it, the guard, and then he gets it to explode and the guy's blasted off and he's shot out of his boots, explosion. And what's his name? Grieco looks at him and says, oh, looked like the guard stepped out. And I'm like, nice. It sucks.
Yeah.
Terrible.
It wasn't great.
No, it's a bad one. That's good.
It's bad, and his delivery is worse.
Yeah.
His double your fun was bad too.
Yeah, it's not much better than he'll never be the head of a major corporation.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad. Looks like he stepped out. I liked it. So they crawl through this vent system into the vat room. And he starts just fucking, now he's full on combat guy. He's okay with shooting people and he's good at it. He's blasting henchers.
He's a murder hobo in France.
Yep. Henchers are dropping left and right. And the thing gets shot and the cage is starting to drop. And he's like, oh, the only way to stop it is to freeze this gold with liquid nitrogen. And he does just in time before the cage falls onto it and stops and everybody gets out.
Well, what was super dick about that is that she told him to freeze it with liquid nitrogen. And then he's like, okay, yeah. And then he totally takes credit like a fucking asswipe. I saved you guys. And they're like, are you sure it wasn't her? You guys couldn't hear shit from up there. I fucking saved you.
So they all get out, and we also forgot to mention that at some point, Stranko admitted he's got like all of the European leaders over for dinner or party or something, and he's going to poison them with champagne, or like half of them or something. I'm not real clear on his plans tonight.
So he's going to give them champagne that will kill them of natural causes later.
Right.
It's like a slow burn poison, which helps him become the leader of Europe with his money later.
Right.
This plan sucks.
Which makes it actually seem like he'd even have more work leading Europe, because now all the...
Yes, because he's already got these people in his pocket.
They're all dead. Yeah.
They're already making him the leader of the EU, and he's counterproductive to his own cause.
Yeah. Not great, Stranko. Not great, buddy. So they're like, go, French teacher, go save the guests. I'm going to go over here. I don't know where he's going.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
He was going to go somewhere, but then the Craw shows up.
Right. Fights him on the frozen gold, and the cage drops on Craw eventually, another cage, I don't know what cage, and knocks him into the gold as Corbin dives out of the way. He's gold man. No, my purified gold. My man is in there. Dang it. I'll just have to kill all of Europe. So Stranko, he's giving a toast. He's about to have everybody drink the champagne, and the French lady, she comes in and she shoots the chandelier, and it falls onto the champagne glasses, but everybody already got their handed out champagne glasses, so I guess dramatic, sure. There's but
people like me there that are on their third one.
Right?
Yeah, Sam, that's what I was thinking too. I'm like, at this point, they're passing them out. I'm drinking them as they're passing them out next to people next to me. And I'm like, oh, I didn't get one. And then I drink another one.
All right.
I'm going to die within 48 hours.
Yeah, I hope hope the Hors d'oeuvres are not poisoned too, because I had like 15 pigs in blankets. Like immediately when I got here. They are so good.
I didn't think they were going to have Little Smokies here. I saw them. I just went to town.
Hey, is that caviar? Holy shit.
Yeah.
Give me a spoon. I'm just going to stand here. More champagne.
I usually like cucumber sandwiches, but I got to get something in here to soak up some of this booze. Yeah. So I am drinking you fuckers dry tonight.
Like, and then in 30 minutes into this party, for us, we would be doing the Elaine cake dance. We're all fucked up and just pretending we're fancy people. Like, woo, look at me. I'm fancy and a big ball. Sorry about your shoes, Prime Minister. How about some more champagne? Also, I shit my pants. Caviar and Little Smokies. Okay.
That American has made a triple decker with caviar, a Little Smoky, and a cucumber sandwich.
Okay. The chandelier is dropped. Mariska gets grabbed, and she's pulled into this back room. Corbin, he chases. And
this is dubious as well, because he's like, I'm going to escape, and I'm going to take this person hostage. And he's like, I wouldn't have followed you, except you took her hostage.
Right?
Because you can just make off here, because we're all shitting our pants over Linda Hunt's character.
Yeah, good point, dude. So the mansion is exploding now because
for whatever reason
a guy got dipped in gold. I think, or the nitrogen is causing a chain reaction. I don't fucking know. So Mariska, she's putting a chopper on the roof.
Maybe the craw is so cheap that he's having a chemical reaction with the gold.
He's so cheap?
The gold is rejecting his body because of his cheapness.
Like he's got a bad suit on, or what do you mean?
Yeah, he's just very frugal, and the gold doesn't like it.
Okay. Weird take. Better than what the movie gives us, though. So Stranko and Ilsa are in the chopper too, and they got a bunch of gold. And the chopper wants to take off, but it's too heavy, so they ditch Mariska, and Grieco runs to her side, and it's still too heavy, so Straco tries to kick Ilsa out, but she uses her chain to hang on, and he's like, not good enough, and he kicks her in the face to her death.
Yeah. The other thing,
I don't know. The other one survived. I mean, maybe she did too.
He's also got his cart in front of the horse again, because there's his evil logo is been applied to the side of his helicopter.
Oh yeah, the scorpion thing.
So he already got his helicopter logoed.
The wrap shop. So Corbin, he takes his Uzi and shoots a big hole at the bottom of the chopper, and all the gold falls out. And Straco's like, "No, my gold!" and tries to grab it, but then he gets sucked out of the hole of the chopper too, and falls on top of it. Is he dead? Is that the last time we see Straco?
Yeah, he's dead. He fell into the gold, and then the gold all dropped on him, and that's a lot of gold.
Or did the chopper crash on him?
Well, that too. So he is super dead.
So he's in the chopper. He gets sucked out of a hole, and the chopper just goes, wathunk, right on top of where it was. Okay, all right. I don't know if that's how choppers work. I'm pretty much sure they go everywhere but where they just were, but okay. And then the chopper rotors explode off the top and start chopping their way towards Corbin and Mariska, and they have to run and dive through an opening, but they don't. They just kind of dive off to the side, and the blades explode, and it's a weird shot.
This is it Tomorrow Never Dies, or the other one where the helicopter is trying to kill Pierce Brosnan? It's very similar to what happens here.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, there is a scene like that. You're right. So they're still up on the roof. The mansion's blowing up. Everybody's like, "Oh my God, are they gonna get out of there?" And he uses the sticky shoes to walk down the walls, sort of. And then they get down to the ground, and British intelligence is like, "Oh, hello, I thought you were dead." And CA's like, "Nice job there, guy. You did real great up there. You're our best agent. I'm going to need to debrief you." And he's like, "Oh, hey, that French teacher that you're taking as a spy, she's actually with me." And she's like, "Oh, thank God, Corbin. Here's your A." And he's like, ding, winks back at her. And then
she gives him the Che Guevara.
Yeah, she does. That's true. And he's like, "Okay, well, I got to go because I'm going to go learn some French." Kissing.
And she's like, "I'm English."
Shut up. Just shut up. That's why I'm going to put my tongue in your mouth so you don't ruin my jokes. Okay, that's your movie. Are you sure Gabrielle Anwar's English? Or character was? I thought she was French.
Her character is English, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I thought she was French. Whatever. That's your movie. Questions, Jackie?
Nope, she's from Thames.
Thames.
Isn't that how you pronounce it? It's not Thames, it's Tame. River.
Time.
The River Thames. She can't be from
There
Thames.
you go, Thames.
She's from the river.
No, she's from Leleham, Surrey, England.
Ah, yeah, she is English. Okay. Interesting. Jackie.
So how much money do you think how much money do you think he was actually had in the helicopter?
Of his own gold? Well, it's worthless as his gold because you can't actually do that. I've printed my own money. I am now rich. Now, that's not how that works, asshole. But the weight of the gold, if it's enough to weigh down a chopper, I don't know. What do you think
Millions.
A fucking Bell 662's weight capacity is? It's a lot. They pull guys out of like, that's the rescue chopper for life flight at the top of mountains where people get stuck. They're powerful choppers. I'm thinking like billions.
1 kilo of gold is worth $85,000. 1 kilogram.
So then my next question is that his money is the same as the Trump money that they printed a couple of years ago?
Yeah. And he's got NFTs for sure. He's got chopper NFTs.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Trump bucks.
Here's the fun thing about the way they shot the movie. For whatever reason, they decided to use the chocolate-covered gold coins for the shooting. So the guy had to just get covered in chocolate laying in that and getting him dropped on him. He just had to be a chocolate fucking mess.
For whatever reason, I know what the reason is, Sam, because they couldn't use actual gold.
I mean, they could have spray painted some shit.
I guess. I don't know.
But with chocolate, it's going to get messy.
It's going to get messy, but then it's like, hey, you don't have to have craft service provide the chocolate. We got the chocolate.
And so does he. It's all over his back and face.
It was part of the get for Roger Daltrey. We got all the chocolate you can eat, Roger. He's like, he's just like Augustus Clump. He's just covered in chocolate. I can see Roger Daltrey doing something like that. It's my weird little imagination. Yeah, a lot of money, Jackie, and a lot of chocolate for Sam. Sam, you got a question?
Does he get to keep the money that he made gambling?
I think he did.
Yeah, I think he just keeps it because it's not like he's a dipshit. It's not like he has receipts for anything that he bought.
Yeah. Oh, I think he's
so he doubled his money on 50 grand. So he's got 100 grand of his own money that he didn't even borrow from the MI6.
Yeah. And let's add on to that. Does Michael Corbin ever go back to fucking Detroit?
No.
His parents never see him again. Nope.
No. There's no reason to go back.
No. I mean, whatever happened to our son? They call unsolved mysteries and the whole thing, but he's just some European. He's Eurotrash now.
Yeah.
He's going to all the Depeche Mode concerts. And I would too.
Yeah.
Okay. Does he become a secret agent?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, why?
But it doesn't last very long because doesn't pay attention and he's kind of a frick farter. So they're like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? And they're like, dude, he can't pay attention.
So he's
and they're
dead.
Like,
yeah, he probably ends
fucking
up dead.
Get rid of him.
Yeah, he probably ends up dead. I think I'm with Jackie. I think he does because at the end of this, British intelligence is like, "Good show, sir." The American guy's like, "No, he's our agent." So I think they think he's cool, but then it turns out he is just a total wanker.
Yeah.
And I wish I could be him.
Oh yeah. It's too bad that they didn't. I think if this would have turned 25 million in the theater, we would have got a second one.
Oh yeah, totally. Anybody else? Okay, final recommendations. I'll start with Jackie.
Absolutely do. I was entertained. I thought it was great. I laughed quite a bit. I just thoroughly enjoyed this movie. It was everything I thought it was not going to be. Like, I thought I was going to be bored and it was going to be stupid and that the jokes were going to fall flat, but it was actually pretty funny. I really liked it. I'm going to give it a do.
Okay, Sam.
I also am going to give it a do. And it's interesting because now I have a natural recommend for how to lead into Never Too Young to Die.
Yeah, no, these two belong
because right after I watched this, I wanted nothing more than to watch Never Too Young to Die, so I did.
Mm-hmm.
And it's great. And it's usually like when you have a double feature, you want them to be kind of as strong as each other, because this is just pales in comparison to Never Too Young to Die doing all of the same things better. But because of that, it's the perfect lead-in to Never Too Young to Die. And also the stark contrast between Stamos nailing it as Stargrove and him being an underwear guy with a movie happening around him. His sucking actually adds to how much I liked this. In the middle of it, I'm like, man, he sucks so bad. He's kind of really not able to keep up with this. But then he sucks so much worse by the end of it. You're like, man, his sucking is like raising my enjoyment of the film exponentially because he blows so much versus everyone else in the movie.
Your ineptitude is carrying this movie, sir.
Yeah.
He's just like Michael Corbin.
Yes.
Movie. I'm also going to give it a do because it is a fucking surprise for sure. When you say Richard Grieco, you do not think this movie. You think broody, moody, he's poopy, he's going to make out with a lady at some point and then go back to being moopy and broody. This was a fucking zany action comedy that is, to me, an undiscovered gem. It's not like Top Secret or something like that, but it's fucking pretty fun. I had a lot of fun with this movie, and I am surprised that more people don't know about it. So that's 3 dues from us. There you go. Next week on the show, we will be off. I will be attending a concert with a friend. We're probably going to go see The Killers, and Tom Morello is open. Just Tom Morello?
I think that your guys are winning with The Killers. That's going to be a good show.
Yeah, but the rest of the day, I don't know. But the day before, we're going to Beck and Billy Idol, and the day before that, we're going to Billy Joel and Sting. It's a big weekend of concerts, and so I am not going to be able to watch a movie at all and then talk about it. So the week after that, we'll be back. Sam, it will be your pick. You want to hold off, or you got something lined up?
I'm going to hold off.
Okay, all right.
Because I don't know this whole Grieco thing is making me reevaluate my current list. Like, I don't think I'm going to back-to-back Grieco, but I'm like, I was looking at all these other shitty movies he's in, and I'm like, I think we need to do more Grieco. He sucks.
Okay, all right.
You know, when I was looking through the Grieco stuff, I saw that he's got one coming out in 2024 called Vampire and then a capital S. And I'm like, yeah.
You are going to be seriously disappointed if you pull
those are not the ones I
want
was
to see that thing.
You're going to be super disappointed. It's a DTV movie with no money behind it. You're going to hate it. But whatever, we'll figure that out later. Have a great 2 weeks, guys, and get to the overladen chopper. Throw your girlfriend out. She's too heavy. And your mom. Face.